Alright everybody, I'm finally got finished with my air filtration system, and it actually turned out pretty nice. Just finished it a little bit ago. I'm pretty much complete with it, other than hanging on the ceiling and one little piece of frame. That was for that first media filter, that one that you cut to fit in there. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I'm holding off on that. But all in all, it's done, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And there it is. It's turned out pretty darn good. As you can see, I actually stayed up a little bit later on after my last video last night, and I actually just kind of set this one in here, my 2-inch filter, and I had that fine dust on everything in my shop, like everybody else has got. And what I ended up doing was just running it, took my air compressor, or my hose for my air compressor, and blew everything in my shop, and I just had a dust storm in here. I mean, it was bad. And probably within 20 minutes or so, I had pretty much nothing floating around in the air, except for that really fine, real fine micron stuff. But all in all, I hardly have anything at all on anything in my shop. None of my tools, nothing. I mean, it did just an awesome job. And you can see the difference where I actually blew this out with my air compressor hose, just to show you the difference on how much it got just with that one filter. So between that and that 1-inch, the good 1-inch, I don't think I'm going to have a problem with it. All in all, like I said, turned out pretty good. You can see this is where I mounted from a previous video those cut 2x4s in here. So I actually have, like I said, about 6 inches right here, which is just pressurizing. And here's the front. This is all just stuff I had laying around. So I just started grabbing whatever I had just to finish it up, so it still looked nice. Bought this grill at Lowe's. Pretty much everything on this project, Home Depot and Lowe's. So I think that's a 14 by 10 grill. So this actually pressurizes, the blower pressurizes this whole area and distributes all your air out here, and actually puts a real nice V pattern to the airflow. So I'm going to get real nice swirling action. That'll work pretty darn good. Just last night blowing it wild in here, without that, it seemed to work out like I said, I hardly have anything. No dust on anything anymore. So one thing I did do is I mounted my electrical here before I mounted my door for some odd reason, and I go to swing my door open and I couldn't put my filter in. So I ended up having to cut a 20-degree angle. That's as far as I could go to be able to get my 1-inch filter out. But all in all, I'm really happy with it. It turned out good. Like I said, I just need to mount it, and I'll probably just be mounting it right above, right there, center of my shop. It'll fit nicely, won't be blocking any of my lights. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Then I have to wire it. I do have some wire left over from some of the house projects, and I think I just have enough for that. But then I actually picked a timer up here. You can see a 12-hour timer. You can buy these bought this at Home Depot. This here is actually, if you go where their attic fans are, that's what this here is for. But it'll work out really good. It's rated for 20 amps, 12 hours. I think this will work out pretty good. So I can actually just turn it on when I'm working on something, and right before I leave, I can put it for like an hour or two and let it circulate. Shouldn't really have any problems with dust. But this thing is pretty quiet. I am extremely happy with how quiet it is. This MDF, yeah, it is. This unit is heavy, but the nice thing is the way I designed this is everything's just screwed together. So basically, I can pull the blower assembly out completely, and the front cover off, and it's really not that bad. I'll be able to mount it up on my ceiling, put everything back together, and that'll be that. I mean, it's like I said, I made it so it's easy to take apart and do any maintenance, or if the blower motor burns out, I'll just be able to pull it out, replace it, put it back in there. I mean, just pretty simple stuff. But I'll turn it on here and let you guys hear it. if I can do this just with a hand. Sorry, just give me a second. There we go. And like I said, it's actually pretty quiet, and it's blowing stuff around in here pretty good. But this MDF really dampens the noise quite a bit. I mean, it does a really good job. Got a nice V pattern, like I said. You can see my shirt here. It's blowing it pretty good. But with this V pattern, it should get a nice circulation through my shop. I don't think I'll have too much of a problem anymore with dust. It looks pretty big. It is pretty decent sized, I will admit. But I'll show you the dimensions here. Shut this back off, but like I said, it's pretty quiet. I'm pretty pleased with it. Unplug this here. As for dimensions, what I got here, it's 17 1/4 tall, 27 inches wide, and 30 inches deep. So I wanted to make it big enough so that we'd have plenty of volume to be able to get enough circulation around my blower and to be able to push the air out. So all in all, that's the final product. I'm very pleased with it. It's a lot quieter than I thought it was going to be. So if you guys have any questions on it, let me know. And hopefully you guys will build your own, because I know this is going to really improve the quality of air in my shop. So put a little tung oil finish on it, hang it up, and I think I'll be pretty pleased with it. So thanks for watching, and my next project I'll post something else. So